You know what they say, April showers bring May video games. Yeah, that's definitely how the saying goes, and it's totally not cheeky. What's up everyone, my name is Kodiak, and welcome back to Legacy Gaming. May is barreling towards us, so let's check out what's coming and maybe help you find that next big game worth playing. Grab your garlic and sharpen your silver sticks. You're about to don the title of Friendly Neighborhood Vampire Slayer. The story-driven action shooter Redfall is finally launching after suffering multiple delays. In the weeks leading up to release, we've seen reports of performance issues and just some terrible gameplay showcases that haven't been doing the game any favors. If things do go off without a hitch, the myriad of gizmos, gadgets, and guns looks pretty stellar, and the game operates in a fun solo or co-op experience that doesn't seem to take itself too seriously. There is some potential here, and Redfall could end up being a great shooter to kill some time. Forget the neighborhood, how about the entire world? If subjecting people and spreading your influence across the realm is more your style, the good news is Age of Wonders is back with their fourth installment in the long-running fantasy series. This new 4X tactical strategy game touts huge levels of customization, new storytelling elements, and an evil wizard king invasion to provide, and I quote, an endlessly replayable experience, end quote. Should be fun. The turn-based tactical Showgunners task players to navigate dangerous urban arenas packed with lethal traps and face off against hordes of heavily armed psychopaths. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's my average commute, but you don't see me bragging about it. Oh, and did I mention the game has Twitch integration built in for you streamers out there? Chat can add enemies, alter terrain, and do pretty much anything to make your life more difficult. Apparently, subjecting yourself to chat wrath is all the rage these days. You may have forgotten that Hogwarts Legacy has still yet to release on 3 major platforms. Well, Switch owners, rejoice! For your PlayStation and Xbox comrades, as the game is finally coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Sorry, Switch owners, your time is coming, I promise. To all of you who have been waiting your turn to play, we commend your patience and hope you have an absolute blast. There was this one channel, though, that put out some pretty epic content on the game. I can't quite remember their name. They had some awesome guides, tips and tricks videos, cosmetic overviews, all kinds of good stuff. Anyways, seriously, go watch our Hogwarts Legacy videos and get hyped for the game if you're on the last-gen consoles. I don't know if you've heard of this next title, but it's from a pretty small indie studio called Nintendo. But really, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it's May, it's here, it's going to be big. Fun fact, the sequel was greenlit after the Breath of the Wild DLC simply wasn't able to squeeze in all of the ideas they had in store, especially the massive addition of verticality we now see. You'll be hard-pressed to avoid any news and spoilers about this one after release, so if you're waiting to pick this up, you may have to stick your head in the sand, at least for a hot minute. March to the beat of your own drum, and by that I mean control a troop of animated toy soldiers as they solve a myriad of puzzles through the maker's Victorian home. Tin Hearts was released on Switch in April, but in May, console and PC players get their shot. Uncover a revealing story of family and self-discovery in this magical narrative adventure. I'm not gonna lie, the initial reveal trailer made this seem like some sort of Pinocchio meets Frankenstein concoction, but that's clearly just my fear of animated toys coming to the surface. Nothing to inspect here. Moving on. One huge surprise we have ahead of us is the massive, and I mean massive, update coming for V Rising, Secrets of Gloomrot. It's essentially a rework of a majority of the game's systems from the ground up to give players a fresh way to claim territory, build castles, hunt those good-for-nothing humans, and do some good old-fashioned pillaging, just like Mama taught us. We'll see 30 new enemies, 13 new bosses, a complete spell rework, vendors, weapons, and more. Seriously, if you've never played or if you've tried and simply strayed from the path, this will be the perfect time to pick this game back up and give it a go. As we've been saying for a while, V Rising is one of the best survival games on the market, it's just not complete, and Secrets of Gloomrot gets us one step closer to that full release. The Montreal-based studio Red Barrel is at it again, bringing players the 4th edition to the FPS mind-numbing horror series Outlast Trials. You're a human guinea pig during the Cold War era, being used to test advanced methods for brainwashing and mind control. The goal? Survive torture. But hey, this time you can do it with some friends. If you guys know me, then you know this is a big old nope in my book, not because of the game itself, just because of the context. Next. On quite literally the opposite end of the spectrum, we take a trip back to Bricklandia and gear up and hit the track with LEGO 2K Drive. You'll put up in multi-terrain transforming vehicles to absolutely destroy your opponents. With kindness, definitely not obliterating them into literal thousands of pieces, because that's not nice. Take on minigames, time trials, circuit tournaments, you name it. If you can see it, you can race it. There's a new co-op roguelite in town, Inkbound. Grab your party or go solo and discover the books within the Athenium library. Each book introduces you to a new realm to explore, monsters to defeat, and objectives to conquer. Outside of combat, move freely around the map like an action RPG, but within combat, tactfully plan your next move as you interact with the turn-based systems. This high fantasy gem comes with the early access tag, which typically means less content up front, but the devs tout that over time, new books, characters, and challenges will be introduced. I hope you all like your survival bunkers nice and cozy, because apparently in the near future, America's gonna get rocked by a mysterious force called Miasma. Don't say I didn't warn you. The Miasma Chronicles tasks you and your robot brother to harness the power of the miasma as you search for answers that may change the course of history forever. The turn-based combat system looks intuitive, and the non-combat free-roam gameplay seems to let you explore and investigate at your own pace. Overall, the game looks to come in a gorgeous, story-driven package. Continuing in the vein of humans just being awful to nature, After Us introduces us to a world where the last of the animals have died off. Your job as Gaia, the spirit of life, is to restore those souls and bring them back to the Mother's Ark. The dev team really takes a hard look at humanity's effects on the world and ushers the player through the abstract storytelling and surreal visuals. The desolate landscapes filled with dying forests and oil-covered monsters really tries to highlight the impact humans have had on the planet. While polarizing amongst some players, these passion projects are great to see pop up from studios that pour themselves into their message. So you're trapped alone in a World War I bunker, one bullet in the barrel. Oh, and you're being hunted by God knows what. It's the perfect horror recipe for the next installment in the Amnesia series, The Bunker. Strategically calculate your every move and sound to avoid detection and make it out alive. You guys know me, I love horror, I love being scared, so I am really excited to try this one. Really? Did you really think I was going to play this one? I am not going anywhere near this one, however awesome it looks. Warhammer universe? Check. Bolt guns? Check. Space Marines devastating everything in sight in the most wonderful pixelated gore straight from the 90s? Check, check, and check. Warhammer 40k bolt gun blasts us across the galaxy to do, well, what Space Marines do. The goal is simple: destroy everything in sight, get to the big bad, save the galaxy. It's a simple yet satisfying premise, and we can't wait to get our hands on the game next month. Now, I don't know how I feel about a Gollum that isn't voiced by Andy Serkis, but like it or not, it's happening, and it's here. The long, and I mean long-awaited Gollum game is finally being released. Bilbo has come and gone with the ring, and now you're in panic mode as you quest to find your precious. There were many mentions of this journey layered throughout the movies, but we now get to live the story in its full glory, even if it's without Andy Serkis. I have to say, we are quite skeptical of this one from a gameplay perspective, but it shouldn't be much longer till we can actually see it and play it for ourselves. This open-world galactic sandbox tasks you to take on the galaxy as you craft, build, mine, and farm your way to total planetary domination. Forge ahead alone or with friends to build out your base, collect resources, and get your crew ready to expand your reach to other planets. Feel free to take out other parties you meet along the way, or perhaps, if you're more peace-loving, build alliances that last a lifetime. No judgment here, whatever gets the job done. Kickstarters have been a great tool for many development teams looking to get their projects off the ground. Night Dive Studios is one such team, pumped to release their more than fully funded remake of the 1990s game System Shock. The space FPS has been graphically updated, control systems revamped, and the interface completely overhauled. The only sentence in the Steam description for this game is a first-person fight to the death in the depths of space. I'm sold. Let's go. We always knew this day would come, but the Shiba Inu now have control over all of humanity. This Lemmings Gone 2023 puts you in the paws of a dog to control the masses and guide them to their end goal, which is either escaping or death. We're not entirely sure. choose from over 90 developer-made story levels, or take a stab at some maps created by the community. All hail the Shiba. While not the flashiest or most talked about games, the month of May offers some great variety, and honestly, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a breather to enjoy what's out there and catch up on the long list of games that have been piling up on everyone's backlog. While these are never intended to be exhaustive lists, these are at least some of the titles we're paying attention to in May 2023. Do the community a solid and let everyone know in the comments what game you're excited for this month. And hey, speaking of community, if you're looking for a place to hang out, win free prizes, and talk about all things gaming, we'd love for you to join the Legacy Gaming community on Discord. There are tons of people to connect with, and hey, if you're looking for a place to hang out, we'd love to have you join us. Check out the link in the description below. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.